Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again. Welcome to another edition of the Rico Report. You guys already know what it is, man. It's gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a great time. We got things to talk about. Although this is the period in the NFL where there is absolutely nothing. Camp doesn't start till late July. So we as content creators are sitting here sieving through information, going back to saying certain things that have been talked about last year and how we could kind of repurpose them this year. I mean, we're trying to think of everything possible to not talk about the same old things, but talk about the same things, right? So we appreciate you guys tuning in. We appreciate you guys understanding from a content creator standpoint how this is a tough time of the year, right? But there's a reason you guys came through. You guys came through because your boy holds it down, and we're going to hold it down today. So today we are going to talk about contributors, right? And we always have key contributors on the team, but we're specifically going to talk about the 5 top key contributors that will help us get to where we need to get to this year. I'm not talking about the guys that are already on this team. I'm talking about newcomers, guys that have come as a rookie, guys that have come via trade, via free agent. There are guys that are going to help us win this year. And we brought in some guys that potentially could do the trick. So I'm going to rank them from 5th to 1st. And you guys might disagree with some of the, the nominators, the nominations that I have. But I feel like these are the big guys that are going to help us. Now, I did struggle. Finding because I had a list of 10. But I wasn't going to sit there and list off 10 guys because, I would have just listed off the whole crew that we brought in. But I decided, let me just nail it down to 5. Yeah, my guy says only 5. Ooh, there's some key contributors. Listen, I can't give you 10. If I give you 10, I might as well just say, listen, here are the guys that came to the team. Here they are. Rank them. No. I'm going to give you 5. Now, we can debate on who should be off the list and who should, make their way onto the list. But I'll let you guys help me out with that. By the way, as you guys come into the room, smash that like. Shout out to my guy, Carlton James. What's happening, bro? Linda West comes in and says, yo, Rico came back to Buffalo. My friend owns the Anchor Bar. We can set up a great event for you and Z-Bot. Oh, where was this when I was in Buffalo not too long ago? Girl, you should have hit us up a long ago. But you know what? We could probably make that happen again. So we'll definitely keep in touch. My man Z-Bot, he doesn't live. Listen, Z-Bot is not in Rochester anymore, man. He's in somewhere in Connecticut somewhere. So it's a drive for him. It's like an 8-hour drive for him to drive all the way to Buffalo. So he's gonna feel my pain because I got to fly and then drive. So his punk ass is just gonna have to meet me there, and we're gonna suffer together. But we can definitely get to the Anchor Bar and do what we need to do and have a great event. So Linda West, love it. So before we do get into this list, we got to talk about a few things that are kind of hitting the airwaves a little bit. And I got to bring it up because ESPN right now is going on a rampage. They are dropping key, faces, key contributors to ESPN. For eons of years, starting with Susan Colbert. This lady has been class act. She's been with ESPN, I think, 28 years or something of that nature. 27 to 28 years. They said, bye-bye, Susie. We're shaking things up at ESPN, and you got to go. And how crazy is that? She's been a broadcaster for like 35 years, 28 with ESPN, and they just said, yeah, you got to go. You got to go. So at this point, when it comes to ESPN and what moves the needle, it's who wants to tune in. And by the way, Terrence Blanton, I appreciate you peeping the new cut. I was growing it out a little bit, but I said, nah, that's not my look. My look is to go low and clean. That's the way I like it. But anyway, that's all. Those are a lot of people. Keyshawn Johnson, Max Kellerman, Steve Young. Like a lot of these ESPN contributors got dropped. Now, Steve Young, I could totally understand it. I mean, when he's up there yapping, I'm bored. You know what I mean? I'm bored. He doesn't bring me enough for me to say, yo, all right, I'm listening to that man. I need someone that's captivating. That's someone that can get your attention, right? And there's not a whole lot of that at ESPN. I mean, shoot, look what they just did. They had to go after those that are making waves outside of ESPN. And they actually tried to block my man's. And I'm talking about Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee was like, you know what? You guys don't want to give me a shot. You guys don't want to give me a shot. I was trying to pitch you guys a show, and you guys said F you. You guys gave me the big old F you. So I created my own. And I got numbers. And my man Pat McAfee was doing numbers and still doing numbers. And then ESPN was like, yo, we can't compete. We can't. So join us. And that's the awesome part and the sad part, right? They block you because they don't think you nice. They block you because you don't fit the mold, whatever. And then when they see you start doing numbers and you're doing way more numbers than their own, yo, how we got to get this guy over here. And at the end of the day, money talks, man. So and he's going over there. So good on Pat McAfee. But golly, they pay this man a boatload of money, but they're cutting a whole lot of other guys, man. It's the cap casualty. Cap casualties are getting hit left, right, center, man. They're getting hit left, right, center.
With 90.
I apologize for that. But let me hit back and see who exactly they've been cutting, because there's some big names that they cut. Now, one of them is Keyshawn Johnson, and the word is Keyshawn being cut. Or dropped, whatever you guys want to call it, released, fired, whatever you guys want to call it. They started off with the morning show with him, Max Kellerman, and and Jay, and they said, yeah, y'all got to go. The show's canceled. And then on top of that, they took all three of them and said, y'all got to go. So times are tough these days, man. Times are tough. Rent is high. Mortgage rates are going up. You know what I'm saying? Hard to find a job here and there, but I mean, these guys will just be fine because these guys get paid millions. I mean, if they sat down right now and couldn't, you know what I mean, step behind a mic, I think they'd be just fine. And the beautiful thing about this day and age is just because you get let go from a big corporation doesn't mean you can't pick up one of these cameras and just go, right? And if you got enough clout and you got enough people, you know what I mean, backing you that rock with you, they'll find you. Like my man Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose has a decent following that if he really wanted to do his own thing, he could. He definitely could, right? Now, Fox Sports over there, I mean, shoot. Right now, Skip Bayless, I don't know who Skip Bayless is going to be rocking with. Ever since my man Shannon Sharp left him, he's sitting here like, I don't know. What am I doing? What am I going to do with myself? So, word is, Keyshawn Johnson could be potentially eyeing that spot and going head to head with Skip Bayless. Now, that would be an interesting dynamic, having Keyshawn and going up against Skip Bayless. And Keyshawn's a very intelligent dude. I like Keyshawn. I like Keyshawn a lot. He's a big Bills hater. You know what I'm saying? So he probably might mesh extremely well with Skip. But man, people getting cut left, right, center, man. They're getting cut left, right, center. And it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. What's Carlton James? What's up, Carlton? Carl says, yo, agreed, Linda. They are freeing up budget to give Rico a solid offer. Yeah, well, could you imagine me on ESPN? That would be something, man. But it is what it is. So, man, yo, man, watch. Listen, your job ain't safe, man. Your job ain't safe at ESPN, man. They're just cutting left, right, center, man. But at the end of the day, what matters is, do you move the needle? Can you get people to pay attention to you, and can you hold their attention every single day? Every single day. And you got to give them credit, man. To do this every single day is extremely tough. And I'm sure they got producers giving them topics to talk about, hit this up, and then go for it. But golly, it's got to be tough, right? You got to, if you're Stephen A. Smith is excellent at what he does. He is excellent, and he moves the needle. And that's why he's the top dog at ESPN. And now they bring in freaking Pat McAfee. It's craziness. But the firings are crazy, man. They're just dropping people left, right, center, and you feel for them. But it's just the nature of the business. It's the nature of the business and the way we go. By the way, I don't know if this is true or not, but for some reason, I saw LeBron James getting traded to the Mavs. I cannot see that happening. I'm sure it's a rumor that we need to shut that F down, because I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all. But anyway, but yeah, man, firings are happening all over the place. Shoot, it happens, man. This is the nature. This is the nature of the business, man. Yeah, you win some, you lose some. You've been part of the business a long time, and they got to move on sometimes. It's just what it is, man. It's time in for. I guess they're looking for new, fresh blood. You know what I'm saying? But here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. I don't know if this is what it is when they're seeing what's out there, but like they're like people aren't tuning in, and people are tuning in more so to their local guys. They're tuning in more to the people that know all about the team that they follow. I'd rather follow this guy because he knows exactly what it is, and not some guy that does national news that doesn't know everything, that's messing up guys' names, that doesn't know if this guy already got traded. You know what I mean? Little things like that matter to some people, right? And on top of that, you gotta come with it. You gotta come with it when you're on the mic. So I feel for that person. I feel for the people. Excuse me. But that's the business of sports. That's the business of talking about sports. Broadcasting is tough, man. Terrence says Disney's bleeding. Disney's bleeding money as a whole. I mean, listen, everybody's got to catch up somewhere. They gotta cut loose ends and try to preserve. I mean, what are they preserving for? Who knows? But I mean, a lot of people might call BS and say you ain't bleeding anything because you just gave Pat McAfee a boatload of money. You know what I'm saying? If you really wanted to pay me, you would have paid me already. But I don't move the needle enough. So away you go. So you know what? Listen, the point is this, man. They had a good run. They had a good run, and the run is over. And away we go. Away we go. So shout out to those that are getting new jobs, and shout out to those that will get new jobs because of this. But it's just the way it is, folks. We just gotta, you know what I mean? Move on with it. Move on with it. But anyway, Lakers making moves. Let's go, LA. Yeah, I don't know if this was the truth or not, but I saw something to the nature of the Lakers moving LeBron. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And moving him of all teams, moving him to the Mavs, where they're gonna put LeBron, they're gonna put Kyrie, if Kyrie even goes back, and put him with Luka Doncic. No freaking way. I ain't buying that. And if that happens, my goodness, what Palinka would never happen. Palinka would never let that happen, first and foremost. They would never let that happen. Palinka just built this team, you know what I'm saying, to out of nothing into something, and you think he's gonna just let that happen? Nah, not doing that. No, sir, Reebok. Oh, by the way, Todd McShay, let go. The draft guru, the guy that gives you all the goods and so on and so forth. McShay is gone. ESPN ain't playing games, man. They're being ruthless right now. But hey, it is what it is, people. It is what it is. So on to next news. I wanted to bring this up, my notes here into my phone here, but two players right now on the Bills are looking to make a name for themselves, right? And one of them is Trent Sherfield. And for those that are not familiar with Trent Sherfield, we brought in Trent Sherfield from the Miami Dolphins, and Trent, my guy, Trent was making waves a little bit, building some rapport, some chemistry with Josh Allen, and he seems to be a name that we should be paying attention to once training camp comes along. So Trent Sherfield making a little noise in Buffalo. And it didn't go, it kind of got, put to the wayside. Why? Because the whole, you know what I'm saying, McDermott, Josh Allen, and Diggs fiasco. So you didn't really get an opportunity to really dive in and see, oh, Trent Sherfield is slowly building something with their quarterback, and you might have something really good happening over here. And here's the thing: we got him for peanuts. We got him for peanuts, and this guy was the second and third receiver. Excuse me, I call it third because you know what I mean. You got the two dogs over there in Miami, so he moved up to at least the third receiver. So like it wasn't like he was some scrub. And here's the beautiful thing: if we're going this route, of potentially running the ball more and keeping the ball out of Josh Allen's hands when he doesn't necessarily need to have it, then this is big because Trent Sherfield, not only is he building rapport with Josh Allen, catching the football downfield, but if we want to run the ball, we don't have to remove him from the fold. He is an excellent run blocker. So you let this man get his hands on you, you let him grip you up, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? You're locked in. It's a wrap. So our run lanes might open up heavily. And that is something I'm looking forward to. You guys already know how I feel about that. So we will see how this plays out with Trent Sherfield and how much chemistry he builds. Because I'll tell you right now, man, nothing better than chemistry between a receiver and their quarterback. And if you can build rapport with your quarterback and you are the fifth, maybe sixth receiver, and you can make your way up. That is huge. But here's the thing, though. Somebody's got something to say about that. Somebody's got something to say about that, and that's Khalil Shakir. And Khalil Shakir is vying to move up and take a lot of snaps away. Don't forget, there were 65 targets thrown to Isaiah McKenzie's way just last season. Just last season. So there are targets to go around. So look for my guy Trent Sherfield at 6'1". I think he's about 6'1", maybe 6'2", give or take. And he's got solid weight on him. I think you know what? My man John Robert is letting us know what it is, man. He's 6'1", 219, and runs a 4.45 40. Buddy, that's solid. That's solid, man. Not only is he solid in stature, but if you can kind of get downfield a little bit, that gives us a little bit of a weapon in Trent Sherfield. So shout out to Trent Sherfield trying to make waves in Buffalo, but Khalil Shakir is like, yo, pump your brakes, big dog. Pump your brakes, because I got a little something to say about that. So camp is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to two battles specifically, and that's at the cornerback 2 spot. Who's going to, work their way out and become that, the bona fide number 2 corner alongside Trey White. And then who's going to be your receiver 3? Who's going to be the receiver 3? I mean, we already know Kincaid is going to be used as receiver 3. Put him in the slot, in line. We get that part, but somebody's got to step up as a receiver and become that. Become that big contributor that's going to help us get to it. So that being said, I appreciate the small news. But anyways, news around the league is, there's no whole lot, man. Everybody's on vacation. Miami Dolphins are in the news. Why? Well, I'll talk about it. I didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, but I'll talk about it now. Looks like Tyreek Hill was putting hands on people, man. And apparently my man was boating and he was, having a good time. And I guess somebody was, talking greasy. And my man, slapped up somebody, right? And word was, person wasn't going to put any, put any charges against Tyreek Hill. But it turns out maybe this person changed their mind. Maybe somebody got in that person's ear and was like, nah, man, you can cash out. You can cash out when he put, listen, if we got it on video, if we get it on tape somewhere, yo, it's over with. Because if you guys remember, running back for the Baltimore Ravens that put his hands on his wife, at first it wasn't happening. And I'm Ray, give me the name and we could talk about it. But anyways, he got caught putting hands on his wife. But before video came out, it was pretty much like this was reported and XYZ. So really nothing was kind of coming, to Ray Rice. Thank you very much, David Reed. Ray Rice, he was under heavy scrutiny. And it was like, oh my gosh, he put his hands on his wifey, this and that, but nobody had proof. So it was just like, all right, he's probably going to get suspended a couple games and blah, 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 so on and so forth. But then the video came out. And when the video comes out, you're caught red-handed, man. You're on candid camera, smile. You know what I'm saying? And when they caught him with that, it was hard to defend. His wifey was like, hey, man, I love my man. We're about to get married. Yo, this was nothing. I brought it on. Whatever you guys want to call it, right? It was bad. It was so bad that the league was like, yo, we can't continue to let this slide, man. We got to suspend this man indefinitely. And that's it. Career done. And Ray Rice was a hell of a back, man. He was a nice running back. And he was like, at that time that it happened, he was still in his prime. So, yo, if you don't watch your damn back and watch yourself and stop doing some stupidness and getting with the wrong person, that makes you do some dumb stuff, it's going to get you in trouble. It's going to get you in trouble, right? So, Tyreek Hill, you better hope there's no video. You better hope no video, because A, you're going to pay, and B, you know what I'm saying, Goodell's he's going to have to do something. He's going to have to do something with you. So, you don't want that to happen to the Miami Dolphins because you want to play them at full strength, but the law is the law and the league is the league. And speaking of the law and speaking of the league and speaking of, changes that are going to be happening, there's some suspensions happening, people. Suspensions are happening. And why? Because people are betting on football games while they're either A, in the stadium, or B, at an event that has something to do with the team. And C, they're betting on their sport that they play. You can't do that, folks. And I got to give a big shout out to my guy, Jeff King. Bing, biggity, bing. I haven't seen my guy, Jeff King. I haven't heard from my guy, Jeff King, in a while. I had to give him a break because he went to the sunny California for a wedding, and I'm sure he looked debonair. I haven't even seen any pictures, my man Jeff King. So show me the pictures, boy. I know you look sharp. I know it. I know you kind of gave that $1 million smile right now because I know you got a little something on your side. So shout out to my guy Jeff King. He says somebody has to step up and donate to this mother effer this mother effing program. Good to see you, my friend, and good to see you, Jeff. Jeff is always my guy, man. And you know, Jeff, you never have to do this. You never, ever, ever have to do that. But it's always appreciated. You know how it is, the time that we put into this, especially in the dog days of the off season. So much love to go to my guy, Jeff King. And folks, let me tell you something. I got a little more energy about myself because I am off of work for 2 weeks. Wonderful. So I'm not dragging ass and trying to put on a show. I got some energy in my system. So let's roll with this, man. So last but not least, let's talk about this betting situation before I get into my stuff, right? All this betting that's going on around the league. Listen, the league is all about gambling. It's all about, you know what I mean, sports books and odds and this and that, and they push it. They push it heavy, right? And people are putting money into this. There's a lot of money to be had if you know what you're talking about in betting. If you know what you're talking about, there's a lot of money to have, but there's a lot of bozos like myself. I haven't bet in 2 years now, but there's a lot of bozos like myself that would lose a lot of money doing that nonsense, right? But you got NFL players that are jumping in and betting while they're, you know what I mean, betting on your own team. Number one, I think it was who was it? Cephas? I don't know. Oh no. It was one of the Detroit Lions players. This brother bet, and you bet $1,000. Are you? It's so ridiculous. I can't even get it out of my mouth. So let me just put it this way. I understand why the league is taking this shit seriously, because you as a bettor, forget about you as a bettor, you as a fan of the Bills. Could you imagine Trey White bet against the team he's playing against? I don't know. He's the Patriots, and he bet that he's going to shut out, you mean, Devontae Parker, and it's 4th and 1, and Devontae Parker, or maybe he bet against, or maybe he bet that Devontae Parker is going to get 1 touchdown, and it actually happens, and Trey White allows that, and then they find out that he was betting, and he bet on that game, dude. As a fan, you're gonna be like, yo, how much of this stuff is rigged? How true is the script that goes out every year? Does somebody have a script? Does everybody have a script? How come I don't have a script? You're not gonna trust the game. And I can understand. Wario's like, yo, that'll never happen. That's cap. We know that. But I'm trying to give you an example, right? It's just, it's risky business. That's exactly what it is, man. It's risky business. You know what I'm saying? Being on vacation for 2 weeks. Oh, no. It's not risky business. No. Not for me. You're on 2 weeks vacation down, and you have time to get away, especially when you work night shift. Recoup the body. Trust me. It'll feel good. It'll feel great. And I'm easy. I can flip my schedule like that. But anyway, here's the deal, though. Betting on the game is nasty. That's why Pete Rose, for baseball, am I saying that? Pete Rose? That's why they threw the book at him. Why? Because you throw the book at someone for 2 reasons. Obviously, to punish that dude and say, yo, you should have never did that stuff. But this goes for the rest of you guys that want to try to bet on this game and this, that, and the third. You're going to get it. And that's exactly what the NFL is doing right now. But you gotta make you have to, man. You gotta make an example of some of these cats so they know not to bet. And it sucks because the NFL is all about betting and making money and this, that, and the third. And when somebody in your league takes full advantage of it, you're like, nah, but you can't do that. But I understand it. I totally understand it. So although Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame and everyone knows it, he ain't gonna get in because of what he was about. So I could get it, I understand it, but it's the way the league is played, man. You got to play by the rules, because if you don't play by the rules, you're gonna find yourself cut and out of the league, and it sucks. But that's just what it is, man. Anyway, let's get into the talk of the show, because I promised my wife that I'd be on an hour, and you guys don't want to be spending all this time with me on a Friday night. You guys got better things to do, so let's roll. So here's the deal, folks. We have some contributors, man. We listen. We brought in some guys in the draft. We brought in some guys via free agency. So there's a lot of guys on this team that are going to contribute. But I'm not talking about players that are going into year 2. I'm talking about guys that were not on this team last year and are on this team this year. I've got 5. I got 5 on it. Yep, I got 5 on it. And if you guys want to let me know what you guys have as your 5 top contributors, and I'm talking about from 5 being the least to number 1 being this guy is going to be the best contributor on the squad. Roll with me. Let me know what you got. Let's roll. So, number 5. I struggled with this one because this one was one that I was like, okay, so if I put this player here, that means I got to bump this player. Should I make an honorable mention? Is that how I should do it? And I got somebody calling me right now. This is not time for phone calls, folks. I promise you I can try to open the lines a little after, but right now ain't no time for phone calls. But I promise you I'll get there. So before I get into my list, Wario, my man Wario comes in. He says, Taylor Rapp, I'm assuming Taylor Rapp is number 1. Then he goes Trent Sherfield, number 2. Floyd, number 3. McGovern, and then Ford is the last one. All right. So, okay. I see where you're coming from. See where you're going with this one. Okay. I like it, but that's not the way my list is going to go. Not the way my list is going to go. So let's start with number 5, right? Let's start with number 5. Let me just get my banners up real quick. All right. Here it is. Number 5. Let me get my notes out so I can kind of read you how I propose this as to why this is happening. And number 5 on the list is Leonard Floyd. Now, Leonard Floyd just got to the team. And I think as a new member to the team, with the resume he has under his name, how can he not be a contributor? Especially because we don't have Von Miller. Von Miller potentially will be off until 6 weeks. He'll be off for 4 weeks, 4 to 6. We'll say 4 to 6 because they have to be off at least 4, right? And my man Alex, the thigh master, the thigh god himself, is saying he's going to be on he's going to be on the pup list, folks. So don't expect him week 1. And he feels strongly about that. But you never know. Things change. Things happen. Bruce Smith himself, the legend himself, told my man, don't rush it. Do not rush coming back. Come back when you're ready to go. That's why we bring in a guy like Leonard Floyd. Now, here's the deal with Leonard Floyd. Pass rushing skills. We already know what it is. In the last 3 years, he's got 29.5 sacks. The guy is a monster, right? Talented pass rusher. He's got a knack for getting to the quarterback, the speed, the agility, the pop, the hands, the length. He's got it all. And that is what's going to bolster this defense. When you find a late free agent for like what, $7 to $8 million, you cannot go wrong with that. So adding a guy like Leonard Floyd to this team absolutely will help this team. And here's the thing. You're pairing him with Von Miller when Von Miller does come back. And the way that we rotate our players, left, right, center, you come in, you do 4 or 5 plays. Okay, this guy's in. I'm telling you right now, you get Leonard Floyd and you get Von Miller on the field at the same time, it's going to be like the Bash Brothers, man. I'll see you at the quarterback, homie. So that is, you can't ask for a better addition from our guy, Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane waited very calmly before he made that pick, and what a pick it was, because a lot of people were clamoring for guys like Yannick Ngakoue. So you just never know. You never know how it's going to play out, but I like where this is going. And give me Leonard Floyd with number 5. That was a tough one because I could have went with another player, but I figured number 5 would do the trick, right? So a while before I get to number 4 player, Randall Stevens says, it's going to be Damian, Allen, Floyd, Diggs, and Brown. So clearly, Randall Stevens didn't understand the premise of the show, and we were talking about 5 contributors that are new to the team, that were not on the team last year. So the fact that you bring up Diggs eliminates the whole thing. You bring up Allen, eliminates the whole thing. So comprehension is big. We need to listen, folks. We need to listen. So anyway, so number 5 on my list, it was a tough one. I wasn't sure if I was going to go with this person, but this is what it is. But here's the thing, though. Not only does it give you the pass rushing skills and ability, but it gives you the length and athleticism, right? This guy, you got to understand, him having the length and arm, jack up a lineman, get around the corner, get around the bend. He can create some issues, right? His long arms and agility allow him to disrupt passing lanes and bat down passes, increasing the likelihood of sacks, interceptions, and stalled drives. Let me tell you something, man. Second, how demoralizing it have we been when it's 2nd and 9 and you can see the receiver wide open and Allen's ready to dial in and it gets batted and you're like, oh my gosh, right? Or it's 3rd and 2 and there's a crossing route, it's right there and just a bat down. It's demoralizing. So when you have the length and athleticism coming from a Leonard Floyd, that's huge. That's what you want to bring to the table, right? And last but not least, when it comes to Leonard Floyd, you've got experience, man. You got experience, man. You bring a guy that's got over 7 years in the game right now. Floyd is proven to be a productive pass player. You might have to write a few things, right? He's productive, both as a pass rusher and defending the run. Experience and success is huge when it comes to him. Folks, the man was on a Super Bowl winning team. You can't go wrong with having this guy on the squad, man. He brings the experience, he brings the knowledge, and guess what? We paid a boatload of money from the knowledge of Von Miller, not only for his actual skill set onto the field, but what he brings mentally into the locker room. Guess what? You just brought a guy that's been, a top contributor for the Rams, and now he's on the Bills. So this defense just got a little better. So number 5, key contributor, Leonard Floyd. Give me a thumbs up if you guys agree with that. Give me a thumbs down if you're like, ooh, I don't think I would have put him on the list, or he's too low on the list. What are your thoughts on that? So let's go to the next. Who do you think my number 4 is on this list? Who is my number 4 on this list? And I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to guess who the number 4 player on this list is. It might shock y'all, but I'm not shocking myself. I think this is one of those ones. These are one of these players that's going to sneak up on you. And by say, what do you mean sneak up on us? Like we know every player on this. No. This player is going to sneak up on you because you know who this player is, and you know the skill set of this player, but you're just not sure how and when they're going to unleash this player. And this is what's going to be key. So while I'm kind of, I wouldn't call it stalling, but what I'm trying to give you guys a little something, I want you guys to think of who you think I'm referring to. And it's probably going to shock you guys. So I see some folks are saying McGovern. Some folks are saying Trent Sherfield. Some folks, you think that Leonard Floyd should have been higher. That's interesting. I like that. I'm not mad at that at all. My man, Mike Hart. What's up, Mike? Mike says, I can't wait until Floyd and Miller are both on the field at the same time. It'll be fun. Harris, you think it's going to be Harris? I think that's quite an interesting one. Kincaid. So, folks, let me get right into it. You guys have great guesses, but neither of the guys that you've mentioned is on this list, and it's going to shock you guys. But let me get right to it, and I'll explain to you why. And right here it is. You guys are like, what? What are you talking about, Rico? What are you saying? Let me tell you why this guy could be a key contributor. Where's the speed on this offense? Show me where the speed's at the receiver room. I'm talking about pure speed where you are fearful of this player. We didn't wait until the late rounds and we didn't wait till late in free agency to bring this on. We went after this player early. This player right here, Deonte Harty, has got the speed that will scare a lot of folks. Now, whether you want to use him as a decoy, whether you want to use him to stretch the field, to now open the lanes up for guys like Gabe Davis, to open the lanes up for Dalton Kincaid, to open the lanes for Stephon Diggs, you name it, it's going to happen. But when you don't have the speed to stretch the field, you don't have the speed to put the living fear in a safety or in a slot corner, fam, the offense, it's not the same. So you need that player. Marquise Goodwin, when he was on the Bills, you had to respect Marquise Goodwin because if you didn't, he's gone for 6. And there's this saying for receivers and going up against a DB. If I'm even, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? You let him get shoulder to shoulder with you and he didn't even get into his top speed yet, he's gone. So Deonte Harty to me is going to be one of those sneaky contributors. And now this is what I mean by sneaky contributor. You're not gonna think of him as the main guy, but when he gets onto the field, they're going to create a couple plays for this man for him to make a difference, right? It's going to be a big chunk play. And all of a sudden, he starts to build a little something with Josh Allen. And all of a sudden, he's getting 3-4 carries, 3-4 touches a game. And these 3-4 touches is getting you 40 to 50 yards and potentially a touchdown, right? It might be one of those things where it's a deep play and it's a pass interference deep into the territory of the defense. So a guy like Deonte Harty, I think, will bring a lot to the table. Not only is he got the ability to stretch the field, but the one thing that we desperately have been looking for, right? That's why we moved on from Cole Beasley. That's why we gave the opportunity to Isaiah McKenzie was the run after catch. Run after catch ability. You have no idea how it is coveted in this game. Prime example is Tyreek Hill. Give Tyreek Hill a little bit of room. It's a wrap. Let him do the rest. I can't stress this enough. AFC Championship game, right? He gave us the peace sign, right? It's a easy crossing route. Easy crossing route, catches it, and he's gone for like 59 yards. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything like, oh, what a play. It wasn't anything. It was a dump off in the middle of the field and let this man go. So you put a guy like Deonte Harty in space, let him do the rest. Now, this is where Josh Allen has to work on that, because last year that was one thing he said he needed to work on. I need to work on, work on my touch passes. I need to work on letting my guys do what they do. I need to work on leading them more so they can do what they do. That was something that we lacked last year and the year before. So I'm hoping that this is one of the times, or this is the year he puts it together and starts to let his athletes do work. So Deonte Harty come to Buffalo early and getting a decent little paycheck from Brandon Beane tells me it's going to be a gradual, trusting the process and allowing this player to do what he does. And I'm telling you right now, you put that brother in space, you guys are going to love hearing Deonte Harty. It's going to be Deonte Harty for 6. How did he get out of that? The guy is just that quick. He's just that fast. You got to give him love. Deonte Harty, that's my number 4 contributor, sneaky contributor to this Bills team. My man Ismael Manero. What's up? What's up, Ish? Ish says, yo, in the Madden 24 beta, Hardy he was a beast. I was 57-11 online, and he was second in TDs for me. He may be useful in real life and not just simulation. Listen, sometimes Madden teaches you a few things, man. Sometimes Madden teaches you a few things. I remember back in the day, Marcus Easley, when I was playing Madden, and we drafted Marcus Easley, out of Connecticut. And Marcus Easley had a speed of like 91 or 92. And he was like 4th or 5th on the depth chart at the time. I didn't mess around with that. I was like, yo, you are going to be my number 2 receiver, number 3 receiver. And and Marcus Easley was clutch for me. And it was too bad because his career was cut short. But boy, was he a player that had so much potential to be something big. So anyway, let me move back to my guy Deonte Harty. Yak is the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? And my man Jeff King knows what I'm talking about. It's about the yak, baby. It's yards after that catch, and I'm gonna spell catch with a K because it's gonna be yakety yak. Don't talk back because I'm piecing right to the freaking end zone. So I'm not saying you heard it here first, folks. It's not about that. To me, it's a sneaky one. It's not going to creep up on you right away because we're still going to try to feel some things out and so on and so forth. But training camp is going to let you guys know a lot. And I think that Deonte Harty is going to start to make waves around week 5, week 6, right? Week 5, week 6. And that's when we're going to really start to see what's going on with my man's Deonte Harty. So that is my number 4 player. Deonte Harty is going to be one of those situations where, yo, don't act like you're new to it when you start seeing making big plays and you'll be like, yo, Rico said that he's gonna be a sneaky player. Let's roll. So that's my number 3 player, folks. Who's my number 3? That's my number 4 player, excuse me. Who's my number 3? Who's your number 3? So let's start out. I went with defense first, with Leonard Floyd at number 5. And then I went on the offensive side of the ball with Deonte Harty. Who's my number 3? Who do you think is the number 3 new player on this team that's going to contribute, that help us get to the ultimate stage? And that is hoisting that Lombardi and winning the damn Super Bowl. Who do you guys have? Talk to me, folks. Some folks are saying he's going to be Poona Ford. Poona Ford, baby. He's going to be that difference. Is Poona Ford going to be that difference, though? Do I have him on my list? That's a great pickup that we made. I mean, but the last time I checked, we got some Daquan Jones is a mother effing beast on this team, right? We got the newly signed, potentially motivated. You already know what it is, man. My man from Houston. You already know. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. You know what I'm saying? So could it be Poona Ford? I don't know. But you know what? Without further ado, let me just give you the player that I see as a number 3 big time contributor. And that is Taylor freaking Rapp. Folks, Taylor Rapp, 25 years of age, solid tackler, experience in this game, but he's going to bring a lot to this team. And I'm going to tell you that right. I'm going to tell you something right now. Taylor Rapp, versatility. Now, can he cover? Yes. Can he get in the box? Yes. Can he blitz? Yes. The guy can do it all. Can he cover in space? Absolutely. He's a solid all-around player. And that is why we didn't waste any time in free agency. We brought him in as soon as we could. Now, here's the deal with Taylor Rapp. I love Taron Johnson. Taron Johnson is a solid player. Taron Johnson throws his body at anything and anywhere, and he's fearless. He is fearless, but Taron Johnson has a tendency to get a little bruised up and nicked up, right? And when Taron Johnson's not in, guess who's in after Taron Johnson? You said it. Need I say more? Siran Neal. And I like Siran Neal. Siran Neal's legit. I like him. Bam, bam. He don't play. If he's going to lay the stick on you, he's going to lay the stick on you. But in coverage, oh, bless that man's soul. I'm not the most confident individual in Siran Neal in coverage. And this is no shade. This is no hate. This is just observation. And my observations and my eyes the good Lord gave me tells me that, fam, I don't know. You know what I'm feeling me? I don't know. So Siran Neal, I'm not looking forward to Siran Neal going into the slot against, you know what I'm saying, a bigger tight end like, I don't know, Travis Kelce. I need someone that, you know what I'm saying, that can kind of body up a little bit, but it's got the ability to cover in space as well. So to me, Taylor Rapp was a massive get. I don't want to call it a steal, but it was a massive addition to the squad. So what does he bring to this? What does he bring to the team? Versatility, right? The versatile safety can cover in space, can get into the box and blitz. He can do it all. Not only that, he's a strong tackler. How many times do we have moments? Let me just refer to the Jets game. Let me refer to the Bengals game. We lacked tackling ability. That is something that always seems to catch up to the Bills, is that we just forget how to tackle. These guys are running left, right, center. We had Michael Carter rushing for almost over 100 yards. And Breece Hall's not even in the game. Man, we were tripping right now. And then you go to the freaking Bengals game, the most important game of the year, divisional round, and you lose to the Bengals 27-10. And why we lose to the Bengals? Because we allowed Mixon to run for over 160 yards on us. Are you freaking kidding me? And Mixon is not a joke. He's not a scrub. I'm not saying that at all. But we have no business allowing 164 yards rushing for one man against a top 5, top 10 defense. Knock it off. Knock it the hell off. I ain't playing that game. So to me, strong tackler. Taylor Rapp. Rapp is known for being a solid tackler, which is crucial for his safety. His tackling skills would help the Bills defense in minimizing yards after catch and preventing the big plays, the big run, all that nonsense. Cut it out, man. So this is why a guy like Taylor Rapp coming in is huge. Now, here's another one. His play recognition. And this is why players surge in this game. Because they're in the playbook, they're in the film room, they're watching games, they're watching tendencies, and this is what he's going to bring to this team. So we already have the best safety tandem in the game in Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde. You bring in a Taylor Rapp, that's a solid tandem right there. Let's listen. That's a trifecta right there, right? So to me, that's wonderful. I love it. So play recognition coming from Rapp has shown his instincts and play recognition, allowing him to diagnose plays quickly and make impactful plays on the field. That is what he's going to bring to Buffalo. If you need to take, Jordan Poyer out, the package doesn't deem him to be in there, Taylor Rapp, we don't miss a beat. Taylor Rapp jumps in there. So this is huge. So Taylor Rapp, that is my number 3 big-time contributor on this squad. If you guys are feeling this, we are the halfway mark, folks. If you guys are feeling this show right this second, do me that favor. Smash that like. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification button, hit that bell, and let me know if when you guys do that. And on top of that, you guys will know when it's ready to go, when I'm ready to go. And when the game time is on, be there with me. So here's the deal. Shout out to my man Jeff. Jeff said he's got to go. He's got to go take a nap. And by him taking a nap, he means he's got to go and hang out with a friend. So I'm just kidding, my man. Jeff, we'll talk soon, man. I love you, buddy. And we'll keep in touch. So let's keep it moving, folks. Let's keep it moving. So Taylor Rapp, that's my number 3 player. Now we're moving into the top 2. The top 2. And this is where things got a little dicey for me. I was ready to leave this player off the list. But I was like, how can I? I can't leave this player off the list. This guy's got to be on the list. He's going to be a major contributor. So Andrew Mulvihill says, I totally agree with this list, Rico. Keep it pushing. Okay, you're rocking with me, but you might not like the way this list is going to go the rest of the way. So hold your applause until the end, and then you guys can let me know. So Jay Esh says, yo, Poona Ford. Poona Ford's going to be number 2 on this list. Poona Ford, that's a really good, that's a good guess. It's a really good guess. My man John Yoda says it's got to be Poona Ford and Kincaid. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I'm giving you guys an opportunity to jump in there. Ismail Manedo says it's Connor McGovern takes over for Roger Saffold. That, you know what? I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that a lot. What route do I go? Do I go offense? Do I go defense? Who did we add to this team that is going to really put it in there? And I'm doing a very good job on Terrence Blanton right now because he says the suspense is killing me. Let's go. Well, you know what I'm doing to you? I'm doing one of those Facebook ads. You ever watch one of those Facebook videos where this guy's like, hey, check this out, man. I got this pineapple. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna put this chicken and pineapple. Watch this out. And you're like waiting and he keeps talking. And I'm about to cut it. And he's like, oh, this is the wrong knife. He goes to grab another one. And then by the time you get to the nonsense that you're watching, you wasted 19 minutes. I'm not going to do that to you guys, but you guys already know what I'm talking about. So Marshall Parker says it's Osiris Torrance. Boy, oh boy, did I came close. But it's not. And I'm going to give you guys my number 2 player on this list. You guys are probably like, oh, that makes sense. Well, I'm going to go right to it. It's Dalton Kincaid. It's the first freaking round draft pick. There, you got players already talking about how this guy's legit. He's the real deal. When Josh Allen says, go get me my freaking tight end, he's right there. Management obliged. They went out and got him. Dalton Kincaid, I don't even have to tell you anything. This guy's going to change the way defenses will try to defend. You will have to respect what we bring to you onto the field. You think it's going to be a run play until Kincaid says, you know what? I'm going to step off the line. I'm a motion over. And right now you got a 3 receiver set. Oh, crap. There's a linebacker covering Kincaid. Game over, right? So those are the things that stand out when you see these things, right? Kincaid is going to be able to, the ability for him to catch and go. It's not catching, waiting, turning, and going. No, he's already got the offensive arsenal in his head. What I'm going to do, right? It's catch it. I already feel it. I'm going. Not only that, people talk about, oh, he's not a great blocker. He's a decent blocker, decent enough where it's not a tell. It's not a tell whatsoever. So Kincaid comes to the squad at his frame, his side, his size, his speed. It's game over, man. It's game over. And I didn't even get into obviously having Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis on the side. So at this point, you got a very tough AFC East. Having Kincaid kind of eases my trepidation, if you will. And I mean, it eases my comfort in knowing that when we put the product that we have and we put it on the field, it's game over. It's game over. He's going to be someone that's going to change the way they defend us. And what's good. What is it going to do? Most importantly, it's going to open up the lanes for Stephon Diggs. Now, I mean, rumor has it Stephon Diggs isn't happy or wasn't happy about his involvement and lack of input in the offense. And to me, as a number 1 receiver, if you guys are kind of putting the play together, you know what I mean, a makeshift play, and you guys are, you know what I mean, audibling, you think you get your number one receiver involved. Nope. You kind of ignore him. So he's like, nah, you're not gonna ignore me this year. You're not gonna know me. You're gonna hear me. So in that being said, when you have a guy like Kincaid that comes in, dude, you're gonna free up Stephon Diggs for a whole lot of damage. And if you want to keep doubling on Stephon Diggs, listen, welcome to the league, Kincaid. Now, the real question is, do you draft Kincaid in fantasy? And if you do, how early or how late? And do you risk somebody else grabbing him? Because you know he's going to be a big part of this offense. That's why I try not to involve a lot of Bills players in my drafts, because they'll think like me. And all of a sudden we're sitting here fighting for, I need nobody to know anybody about the Bills so I can grab certain players. I'm a little bit of a homer when it comes to draft and fantasy. I tend to grab maybe 2, maybe 3 Bills players on the squad. Man, oh man, I'm just telling you right now. So Kincaid is going to be that guy. I mean, we've talked about with this man at length, and the best thing I can say is this: X factor, game changer, and Dawson Knox's life is just going to about to get easier. And those two men are already building rapport with one another. So there's nothing else to talk about. So Dalton Kincaid is my number 2 key contributor to this season, to the success of this season. And I look forward to it. I think we're all looking forward to it. But number 2, Dalton Kincaid. Now, folks, we're getting to the nitty-gritty now. Who is the number 1 key contributor to this Bills team? Who's it going to be? You guys have been mentioning one name a lot, and Poona Ford is a very good candidate to be the number 1 guy. But that's not who it is. That's not who it is, folks. And before I get to it, I'm going to read some of the comments that are coming out there. I got my man John Kudisik. What's up, John? John says, yo, Diggs was upset they did not get Hopkins because Diggs wanted a back. He wanted to back to the slot where he tore up the league in the first 8 games of the last season. I don't think it has a lot to do. I mean, I thought it had a lot to do with D-Hop. And could it potentially still have a lot to do with D-Hop? It's possible. It definitely is possible. But the more that things are coming out and the more some people are putting their opinions together, it very much could be, fam, it's it's 4th and 17 and we had a last ditch effort to try to put something. We're down 17 and you target me one time and I'm supposed to be your guy. It's problematic for me. So, and it was problematic for our guy, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Diggs. So, I get what you're saying, man. Ark Omen says, yo, Torrance, he's the real deal, man. He definitely is the real deal. If you guys haven't watched our Twitter, go ahead and jump on our Twitter and go ahead and jump on our IG. We asked Dawson Knox about rookie guard O'Cyrus Torrence, and he says, damn, this guy's got strong hamstrings. So that tells me that boy is going to drive your ass into the ground. A lot of times people talk about pancakes, you know what I'm saying? But with those hamstrings, he's going to be giving you ham. He's going to be serving ham sandwiches. You know what I mean? Those ham sandwiches are becoming your way courtesy of Mr. O'Cyrus Torrence with them strong ass hamstrings. So I like the fact that you like Torrence, but Torrence is not my number 1 key contributor to this Bills team. Sherfield was a great guess, but it is not Sherfield. Sherfield is not the contributor that I'm referring to. And I mean, let me just get right to it. Knowing Rico, it's Damien Harris. Is it Damien Harris? You think I would actually do that to you guys and put Damien Harris on the list? You guys are absolutely freaking right. And now let me explain myself. Because in my opinion, I believe that Damien Harris will end up being RB1, or at least will get more touches than James Cook. And I think that he's going to be a big, huge piece in our red zone. Why do I say that? And everybody wants to say, yo, you tripping. I'm not tripping. Hear me out when I tell you this. Damien Harris brings you the strength. Damien Harris gives you the speed. Damien Harris gives you the ability to pass block. He is a very good freaking back. But now let me tell you more about why it is. It's the power running game. We haven't had the power running game. You know who our power runner is? Our quarterback. Do you accept to have our quarterback as the power runner? I absolutely do not want my quarterback to be the power runner. I want him flinging that rock. Occasionally, he's going to have to take that rock and do what he's got to do with it, but I don't want him being that main guy in the red zone taking those hits. No, sir. No, sir. I am not wanting that. So that power running, Damien is going to give you that power running back with excellent vision and the ability to break tackles. His physicality and strength will add a new dimension in the Bills' rushing attack, providing them with a reliable option. Reliable. And that's the big one. Reliable option in those short yardage situations, right? So those tough yardage that we need to gain where we don't have to depend on Josh Allen, give that to that boy, Damien Harris. Number 2, his ball security. Listen, you already know Devin Singletary had his moments of dropping the football on the turf. You know that. There was a moment that Devin Singletary was in the doghouse because he fumbled. You already know that. Then all sorts of running backs were getting in there. So this, you will not have a problem with Damien Harris's ball security, right? Harris has a reputation for being a reliable ball carrier, holding onto the ball and minimizing fumbles. In the league, highly valued ball security, Harris's ability to protect the football would be essential to this Bills team. How many turnovers? How many freaking turnovers did we have when Josh Allen was running the football? They get on us. Yo, how many turnovers? 17 damn turnovers, man. That's way too damn much. Way too damn much. So you give it to a man that's got the reliable hands that's going to hold on to that and not cough that thing up. Then we got some. Last but not least, pass blocking ability. Listen, you already know who's back there. Number 17. And I would prefer someone that's going to protect my quarterback at number 17 in Damien Harris over James Cook. And James Cook is probably going to be working on that ability and to, put a little weight on and be able to take on the rigors of the NFL. But Damien Harris is already built for that. He's ready for that. So to me, the ability that comes along with his rushing skills is Harris is known for his strong blocking ability. His effectiveness in the pass protection would be beneficial in keeping quarterback Josh Allen safe, providing the extra time he needs in the pocket. For crying out loud, you can't go wrong with having a back that you can trust, not only with him carrying the football, but you know that if I need that extra bit of time, give me Damien Harris in the backfield. So you guys might think that you're being a homer, but if I explain to you why I put him as the number 1 contributor, as a player that was not on this team last year and he's on this team this year, that's where I'm going at. You might say that I have a running back bias, but I don't. It's just the way the list shakes out. It's the way the list shakes out. Now, I did say that you guys would probably not agree with this list. So my question to you, looking at how I presented you guys this list and my reasoning behind it, who would you take out of that list? Who would you bump down? Who would you move up? Let me know, and we can discuss it. Because right now I'm going to recap my 5 on the list, and then you guys can let me know if you're with it or if you're not. That's why I told you guys, chill out. Don't start applauding and letting me know that I was doing our right job. You need to let the list play out to see where we're at right now. So my man Ish says, yo, Harris has that dog in him. Still talking to Milano. Listen, man. People don't want to listen. When you guys start seeing what Damien Harris does this year in this offense, healthy, you guys are gonna be like, yo, this is the real deal. This guy's a real deal. So we're gonna let it play out. And the wonderful thing about it is he's gonna be paired with James Cook. So everyone's gonna get their ability to see more of James Cook. But I'm sorry, Damien Harris is gonna take over as a guy that they trust more, a guy that has just as much speed. I'm not saying he's as fast as him, but he's got just as much speed. And that's not coming from me. That's coming from the mouth of Dawson Knox. He was surprised by the speed and the pure strength of Damien Harris. And that is something that we have lacked for a long time. Who was the last running back that we had where you're like, yo, that's a problem? Try tackling that man. Was it Chris Ivory when we had Chris Ivory on the squad? You remember Chris Ivory? Chris Ivory was a problem. Who was the last power back that we had on the squad? We thought we had it in Zach Moss. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about, I'm going to make you make a business decision. Boy, if you don't put that nonsense away, and there's no business decisions. You know what business decision you made? You made a business decision. You know what I'm saying? Actually, the Bills made a business decision to send you packing, right? But and honestly, think about it. When's the last time we had a power back on our squad? Honestly. It goes back to Chris Ivory. If it's not Chris Ivory, who is it? Are we going way back to Travis Henry? Are we going way back to Willis McGahee? That's a long ass time. Fred Jackson, would you consider Fred Jackson a power back? Not really. He was just an overall good back. Marshawn Lynch. Well, Marshawn Lynch wasn't. I mean, Marshawn Lynch was always. You know what? That's where I'm not gonna even do Marshawn Lynch that way. Marshawn Lynch was a beast, and I was gonna say he wasn't the beast that he ended up turning into, but he always was that beast. He was just that guy, right? Frank Gore was a nice power back. You got to give it Frank Gore. Frank Gore, amazing career, but we haven't had a power back in a long time. So, and a pure power back, Carlos Williams, man. Every time I see this name, brother, I'm so disappointed. Carlos Williams would have been so good for this Bills team. And then he just got fat and just gave up on life and then just, it's a shame. It's really a shame. But I'm telling you right now, man, you guys are going to love what Damien Harris is going to bring to the table. And I think that we're going to do big things. But man, what a disappointment, Carlos Williams. I was looking forward to Carlos Williams in this offense so damn bad. And then it just never worked out. That fat soul. Anyway, I mean that with love, by the way. I mean that with love, Carlos. I mean that with absolute love. So let's recap the list. The list goes like this. Number 5, Leonard Floyd. You guys already know what he's bringing to the table. He's bringing experience. He's bringing length. He's bringing athletic ability. And he's bringing the ability to get after the freaking quarterback. Simple as that. And he's got a Super Bowl under his belt. So I'll take that. Number 4, Deontay Hardy. You're going to think, oh, Deontay Hardy, I don't know if I would have put him on the list. Oh, I don't know. Listen, when you see the speed that his brother brings, when you see that he's stretching the damn defense, and all of a sudden you see, holy crow, how did Kincaid get wide open like that? Oh, that's why Deontay Hardy stretched the damn defense. Oh, they're sleeping on Deontay Hardy's speed? Gone for 56 yards and a touchdown. Deep, gone. Easy. And you know, Josh Allen is just looking for a reason to uncork that arm and let it fly. You know he's looking for it, especially because now he's healthy. He had a banged up shoulder or a banged up elbow all season last year. So now he's got a whole offseason. He's motivated than ever. And then you just give him a weapon like Deontay Hardy. Boy, stop playing with me. Listen, number 3, Taylor Rapp. Versatility, tackling ability, and experience. And the fact that he does a lot of everything that McDermott in this defense is going to put on the field, this is going to be a big freaking piece. This is the one actually I was going to put as number 2. I wasn't sure if I was going to put it number 2 or not. Dalton Kincaid. I don't need to tell you much more about Dalton Kincaid. I think he's going to be a big contributor to this offense. He's going to change things up. The middle of the field is going to be his oasis. This is where we're going to have a natural pass catching big man be able to catch the football, turn, and go instead of just catching this to fall down and be a possession receiver. No. This man is looking to do work. So throw him in the middle of the field and let him do work is going to be a problem. So Dalton Kincaid at number 2. And last but not least, Damien Harris, number 1. Damien Harris, that power back ability. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, you guys think I'm playing with you. But when it comes down to it, these guys on the squad, they know what they're talking about. When you see a guy like Dawson Knox talk about how great and how quick and how fast this running back is, you're going to sit there and be like, you know what? I believe it. And then when you start seeing him do work against the other opponents that we have, it's going to be a lovely thing. So James Cook, Damien Harris in the backfield, Latavius Murray. This, man, is going to be fun. It's going to be fun in that backfield. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, folks, that's the list, the top 5 contributors. Let me know if you guys like it. If you don't, throw me that thumbs down. If you like it and you say, you know what, now that you've made a case, I can F with that list, then show me some love, man. Show me some love. To show you guys some love, baby. Damien Harris is Carwell Gardner's shoulder pads, man. Hell yeah. I'm telling you, man, you guys need to get with it, man. Get with it. Shout out to my man, Big Cuz 410. What's up, Big Cuz? Says, yo, go Ravens, baby. We coming. Man, you know me. You guys already know I'm a fan of the Ravens. My man said, if Rico finishes the podcast in 1 hour, I'll eat my Bills cap. You a fool. You a fool, Mike. But you know what? A promise is a promise. I told my wife I was going to finish in an hour. And you guys don't want to sit here for a whole hour. And I need to make this thing hot and going. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to fluff things. I don't want to fluff tonight. No fluff tonight. But speaking of the Ravens, man, Ravens are a legit squad. They're going to be a thorn on my side and a thorn on everybody's side. And here's the deal. Next show that we bring up, it's going to be talking about the AFC East and who is the biggest threat to the Bills in the AFC East. Who is it? And I might even make it outside the AFC and say the AFC instead of the AFC East. So I might do it a double show. It might be a show of AFC East first, and then outside of the AFC East, who is the biggest threat to the Bills. And I'm going to see how it is. But the Ravens are, listen, man, they got some receivers now, because I don't want to hear no excuses now. My guy, Lamar Jackson, I mean, he held out. He got his money. He's got his receivers. OBJ's leading the way. You know what I'm saying? You got Andrews. I don't want to hear a damn thing that excuse this and excuse that. I love Lamar Jackson. This is his ability right now to make things happen. And if he does it, hold his feet to the fire, man. Hold his feet to the fire and say, yo, you got to step your game up. But you know what? I'm a believer in Lamar Jackson. And you give that man his weapons, he's going to do work. He's going to do work. So, but don't forget, number 17 owns Lamar Jackson. I'm going to tell you that right now. It pains me to say it, but it actually makes me happy as well. You know what I mean? Lamar Jackson, I love you, my guy. But my man, J.A., he's got your number, baby. He's got your number. So, all love, though, my man. All love. So, listen, folks, that's the list, baby. That's the list. So, Damien Harris is my number one contributor. He's going to be in the backfield. He's going to be protecting Josh Allen. He's just going to be everywhere. And I think that he's going to overtake the starting role. I'd say by week 3, week 4, I'd say give it a month, man. Give it a month, and you will see who's going to be getting the lion's share of the touches. And it's not going to be, I think it's going to be Damien Harris. In key moments, who's going to be on the field, it's going to be Damien Harris. You know what I'm saying? And Latavius Murray might even get in there too. You never know. But Damien Harris is the guy that I'm looking forward to. So, folks, I promised you that I was going to do an hour, and an hour is what I'm going to do. So, you got 59-59, and Rico's out. Yo, I mean, I tried to keep it real with you guys, man. You guys already know what it is, man. Folks, listen, that's the list. So fight with your mama. You're not going to fight with me, because that's my list, and I'm sticking to it. Now, if you guys want to challenge me on that, I urge you. Hit me up on my Twitter. You guys see it, Rico_BF_, and say, Rico, I hated your list. Here's the list you should have went with. Or Rico, I loved your list, and keep it up. And if you guys have any more show ideas that you guys would like me to hit, not that you gave me this show because I came up with this one on my own, but if you guys have any show ideas that you guys would love me to hit, you guys already know how to reach me. Reach me through Twitter, on Facebook, or even IG. I'm here. I'm with it. And that's it for me. So, folks, have yourself a fantastic evening. I said I was going to be out. It's 59:30. Let me get my music going. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm off for 2 weeks. We got something special coming your way with me and Z-Bot. I can't say anything now, but it's coming your way soon. So, folks, enjoy the rest of your evening. And I guess I can say we'll catch you on the flip side. And until next time, it's your boy Rico. And I'm gone. Have a good night. Peace.